What's up, everyone? Before you take to the comments with torches and pitchforks, you should know that this is not an attack, but a response from a real Darknet vendor. And no, I'm not talking about myself, but rather Octopus, the vendor that Mental Outlaw's entire video, which was called Dark Web Vendors Are Using Drones for Delivery, was about. Due to their operational security, Darknet vendors, like Octopus, can't easily step into the spotlight to address what's said about them on the ClearNet. Octopus and I have spoken, and they're fully on board with me creating this video to respond directly to Mental Outlaw on their behalf. I will directly quote Octopus, not interpreting or changing what they said at all, unless I misread something. There are always two sides to every story. This video, for example, is a floor to a voice from the Darknet, a balance that's rarely seen in discussions like these. It's about trying to present unfiltered perspectives that are directly from the source. Speaking of sources, I'm a subscriber of Mental Outlaw's channel, just like many of you are, and genuinely enjoy his content. However, I was disappointed to see that he didn't reach out to Octopus before dedicating an entire video to their work, especially given the fact that it was critical of their work. Putting someone on blast on the Darknet who can't state otherwise to the same audience, in my opinion, isn't okay, especially when the majority of the statements are assumptions or guesses. Given his massive success on YouTube, I'm sure there's a reason behind his approach. I just wish it included a bit of more direct communication with the people that he's doing the video on. DoingFedTime.com will have the original message from Octopus, which is signed by Octopus with his PGP key, allowing you to verify the authenticity of this message. In addition to that, I also have screen recorded the actual message that I was sent, so you can see for yourself that it's a fact that I'm reading it verbatim. Why should you care about Octopus's message? Because it's straight from the source. There's no spins or twists or modifications. Also, it's their actual operation. It's easy to criticize someone else's operation when you don't face any of the repercussions that person does. Trying to dissect an anonymous Darknet vendor's OPSEC by what they show you on listings and on the Darknet sites, to me, is a losing battle. That's why on this channel I try to avoid speculation, and instead we talk about facts. Enough of my talking though. Let's get down to the actual point of this video, which is Octopus's actual state. Okay, so here we can see his message in my PMs on Pitch, which, like I said, is like the Darknet for Twitter. It starts right here, where it says begin PGP sign message. And Octopus says, "Hi, doing Fed time. I feel compelled to address the misconceptions propagated by Mental Outlaw in his video. Dark web vendors are using drones for delivery. Let's clarify these points with logical, factual rebuttals. Point 1. Advanced drone control. Mental Outlaw's claim that proximity is necessary for drone operation is outdated. While we do utilize advanced communication technologies, often misinterpreted as satellite control, the real backbone of our operation is the use of encrypted, long-range RF communications, allowing remote management of drones far beyond the line of sight. This sophistication in technology underscores a significant misunderstanding of our capabilities. Point 2. Compartmentalization in operations. Mental Outlaw fails to consider our use of compartmentalization in operational security. For instance, employing unwitting third parties to load drones indirectly, using coded systems for cargo ensures that operational knowledge is segmented and security is maintained, a strategy beyond the simplistic portrayal by the YouTuber. Point 3. Assumptions on linguistical analysis. The assumption that our operation can be pinpointed through linguistical analysis of a supposed French person speaking English could easily be a decoy. Mental Outlaw's failure to consider this, reflecting on his cognitive grasp of Darknet vendor operations, is a glaring oversight. Point 4. Logistical complexity. Operation is not merely about hiring people to go to the post office. It involves a complex web of logistic experts, each trained to perform their task under strict anonymity, illustrating a far more intricate operation than Mental Outlaw perceives. Point 5. Drone legality and origin. Mental Outlaw's comments about the drone paperwork assume legality and traceable procurement, which is laughable. Our drones are often custom-built or modified, operating outside of conventional regulations, which completely bypass standard legal exposure. Point 6. Multi-Faceted criminal operations. His advice to only commit one crime at a time showcases a naivete about the scope and scale of Darknet operations. We routinely manage multiple complex tasks simultaneously, which is indicative of our operational capacity, far beyond his simplistic legal interpretations. Point 7. Customer service and delivery efficiency. Rapid drone delivery transforms customer service, offering discreet and swift transaction completion. Mental Outlaw underestimates this operational benefit, which significantly enhances customer satisfaction and operational security. Point 8. Drone security and detection. While he suggests high security risks with drone delivery, similar operations for smuggling into prisons often go unprosecuted, with operators rarely detected. This evidences a lack of real-world understanding of drone operations by Mental Outlaw. Point 9. Unsubstantiated claims on law enforcement risks. In Mental Outlaw's claims about increased detection risks are unsubstantiated. The stealth and randomized path of our drones makes them nearly impossible to track, debunking his assumptions with real logistical capabilities. Point 10. International operation scale. Mental Outlaw's lack of knowledge about the scale of our operation is apparent. We operate across multiple countries with a diverse team, something he could not possibly know, illustrating his baseless assertions. Point 11. Misconception of legal compliance. Assuming that we, as a Darknet operation, would adhere to drone regulations is fundamentally flawed. We operate entirely outside of these legal boundaries, highlighting Mental Outlaw's misunderstanding of Darknet activities. Point 12. Drone customization. Our drones are not standard off-the-shelf models, but are equipped with hacked firmware, enhancing our capabilities while ensuring they remain untraceable, another detail Mental Outlaw overlooks. Point 13. Detailed security strategies. Our security strategies are comprehensive, with each operational facet carefully insulated to ensure that exposure in one area does not compromise the entire operation, a sophistication far beyond the scope of Mental Outlaw's critique. Point 14. Superior drone delivery. Comparing our drone delivery to traditional mail shows Mental Outlaw's lack of insight into the advantages of drone use, such as minimal risk of traceability and interception, crucial for operational security and efficiency. Mental Outlaw's video may intrigue viewers, but it fails to capture the complexities and innovations of modern Darknet operations. Our methods are innovative and critical in maintaining the highest standard of operational security and efficiency, something his lack of experience tells us from his assumptions and obvious misunderstandings of the tech that we use daily. Best regards, Octopus. P.S. Mental Outlaw produced a miserable clip about us without even trying to contact us first. That's a bitch move in our books. He didn't even mention we have our own onion for direct deals, which cuts 10% off any listed price on any given market. Peace out. There you have it. That's it. Like I said, the original signed message will be on my site, letting you confirm what was said by the vendor definitively. In closing, I have a few questions for you, specifically the most important person in all of this, the viewer. Hearing Octopus's side of the story, has your perspective on the allegations that Mental Outlaw made changed at all? And if so, why or why not? What do you think are the biggest challenges that Darknet vendors face when it comes to maintaining anonymity and operational security? And 3, if you were Octopus, how would you have responded to the video made by Mental Outlaw? That last one especially, I would like to hear your input on. Thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing in order to help me succeed on this platform. It's been a really amazing journey, and I was absolutely astonished to see that I hit 15,000 subscribers. All of you are absolutely amazing. I mean, I was impressed when I hit 1,000 subscribers. So this is even more nuts. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and in the end, I look forward to reading your comments and responding. As always, I'll see you in the next video.